The locking mechanism in the door gave a loud click, and it slid open. Inside, his friend Cam stood waiting, a huge grin lighting his handsome face. "Dagan, you ass! I thought I was going to have to spend the week entertaining your sister. She spent an hour lecturing me yesterday about taking Rachel to Caldor to have the baby. She threatened to cut off my jewels." Cam cringed. Dagan grinned, unable to resist prodding his best friend as he stepped through the door. "Couldn't wait to play with the natives, Cam. I never thought to see the day one would want your ugly ass." Cam chuckled. "I think my bride Rachel would disagree with you there. She can't keep her hands off me. If you ever fall for a human, don't take any fucking chances. I almost lost her, stumbling over all her earth rituals and traditions. Turns out she needed the Caldorian way," he said as he grinned. Dagan nodded. "I'll keep that in mind." A quick brotherly hug turned into a playful shove and wrestling match in the large empty room. They were brothers in every way that counted, if not by blood. "Damn," panted Cam. "I forgot what a fucking brute you are." Cam welcomed his king and best friend, Dagan Tyrannon of Caldor. "I should have known I'd have to get bound to drag your ass out here. I'm glad you made it. Welcome to Earth." With a deep, rumbling laugh and one last jab, Dagan rolled to a stand. At nearly 7 feet tall, he was huge, even by Caldorian standards. Tall and heavily muscled, with short black hair in stark contrast to his lightly tanned skin. "And I forgot how stubborn you are, refusing to give in when you know you're beaten." Cam snorted good-naturedly. "Beaten my ass. You're just a huge fucking bastard who doesn't know when he's outclassed by superior speed and intellect." They both laughed, still amused by their childhood insults. "Be careful or you'll scare the little Earth women right into their panties." "Very funny," Dagan growled. "I noticed you're not lit up yet. Saving the Maju paste for after the ceremony?" "No, Rachel would be the first human to try it. Without knowing how she would react, we don't want to risk the baby. Besides, lighting our markings is a tradition, not a requirement." Cam looked regretfully down at his chest, where his markings were still a dark amber. "Rachel said she doesn't need me to broadcast my status as a claimed man. She trusts me." Dagan absently rubbed a hand over the dark blue markings beneath his black uniform shirt. "That's rough. I don't think I could forego it. I'd want every man and woman on the planet to know my female was off limits, and vice versa. Rachel must be truly special." He thought about the woman he'd seen earlier and closed his eyes, pressing his fingers against his closed lids. His low, thoughtful tone was full of regret. "As for me scaring Earth women, I think it might be too late, actually," he rumbled in his deep, gravelly voice. "What? You literally just got here," Cam said in disbelief, his expression telling Dagan he was relieved to be off the topic of his own unlit markings. "What happened?" "We were near the human transport area on our way to the tunnels when we saw a woman off to the side. She was upset, almost in a panic, and I assumed something had happened, so we started running to help." Dagan paused, not wanting to add the last, but needing to confess to the only person he could. "She screamed and ran." "Why would she run from help?" Cam asked with confusion. His brown eyes bulged, and he failed to hold back a strangled laugh at the mental picture he made of his huge friend racing to the rescue, accompanied by some very large, fierce-looking warriors. "Don't answer that. By transport, I assume you're referring to what the humans call an airport. It's right next to our docking station. She's probably long gone by now." Cam groaned and ran his hands through his short, sandy hair. "Shit. She could have been one of Rachel's friends. They're flying in from all over the world. Most of them have never met any non-humans, unless they've visited our base. I wonder what was wrong. You were using the translator, right? She knew you were just trying to help?" Dagan opened his eyes in sudden realization.